Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write it unto you, viva past emails and YouTube videos, of the common salvation, a salvation which was often established before the world began, it was needful for me to write unto you, and exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints, a faith which wasn't theirs, but as revealed the faith of Christ, often finished before the foundation of this world, secular and religious opinions, which was an eternal agreement between the Father and the Son, empowered by the Holy Spirit. Jude here is asking us to contend for this faith. Jesus had asked, when I had come again, will I find faith? As you read this powerful single chapter book, the book of Jude, you'll see a clear warning what we are up against today. A call to contend for and against, not only for this faith mentioned, but also against what is said to be the way this generation would be heading in, the way of Cain, Balaam, Korah. I have addressed this in my video series here on YouTube, and now in this video I want to focus more on this matter of contending. If there ever was a real battle, this is that battle. Our contending for a forgotten view of what real faith is. You share this warning, only to have those you're warning think they have what you're warning about, thinking they have this faith, but in true truth are preaching as Paul the Apostle warned, preaching another Jesus and another gospel. You could know this, but to get all men to see, something Paul had thought was his task, you discover wasn't his or your task, but that of the Holy Spirit, which Jesus said he would leave here after his departure to lead us to the truth of this faith. To act independent from this fact assures us that we will labor in vain. Unless God draw an individual, we are laboring, spinning the wheels of our limited carnal minds, leaving us weary, as we were also warned in the book of Hebrews chapter 12, for consider him who suffers the contradiction of sinners, those acting in human efforts, lest you grow weary and faint in your mind. What's the answer to this? How do we avoid going weary in this day that Jude and many in the written word warns us about? We aren't just getting into these end times, we are in the end times. Whether those around us see this or believe this, we must learn to walk in the Spirit's work of contending, allowing things many times to just play out, not allowing what may have worked in the past to go, waiting on His Spirit's leading us in our quickened human spirits to use us or not use us at every given moment, to avoid acting independent, sinning from this leading, directing us to be with the mind of Christ in us. We will have to allow the Holy Spirit to share His teachings, which aren't His own, but that of our fathers, sharing when to embrace, when not to embrace, when to tear down, when to build up, and not in our impatience to build what God has torn down, that of human efforts to solve the problems before us. As you view the millions of so-called apostles, prophets, evangelists, preachers, teachers that surround you today, showing up on YouTube and social media on the web, you are being overwhelmed with conflicts there, with each claiming to be contending for the faith. Now is not the time to contend as we once may have contended. Now is the time to allow this faith to fight for us, trusting in what He had promised to do, bring it to its consummation, that of not only our salvation, but also endurance, sustainability, and final rescue for what is fast coming upon this world.